When was the last time your child said to you, I'm so passionate about oral hygiene that I'm going to start brushing my teeth 10 times a day? I'm willing to bet that that's never happened. And I'm willing to bet that your child might struggle to remember to brush his teeth just 2 times a day when he's supposed to. And I'm willing to bet that you might have to even remind him once in a while to brush his teeth. And I bet that sometimes you even have to nag him to do it, don't you? So how do I know all this? Well, I just know how kids are, right? Kids are caught up in doing what feels good in the moment. And I'm speaking in general terms here, of course. I recognize that every child is different, and somewhere in the world there's a child or two who really is that passionate about brushing their teeth. But, children would eat candy for 3 meals a day if we'd let them, and they would never shower if we would let them, especially the younger ones, right? But and they don't like to stop doing things that they enjoy. They don't want to leave their Legos to do chores or put down the video games and go to bed, even if they know deep down inside that what we are asking them to do is good for them and will benefit them in the long run, because they just have that short range view. So our job as parents is to help our children become the best adult versions of themselves. I've always told my children, if you were capable of making good decisions all the time, you wouldn't live here with us. You'd have a job and a house with a mortgage. For our family, one of our goals is for our children to have good teeth when they're adults. So that's a habit that we enforce regardless of how they feel about it. So knowing what we know about the nature of the child, it surprises me sometimes when parents sign their children up for music lessons and the child isn't crazy about home practice. So the parents either pull their child out of lessons saying it just wasn't meant to be, or music is not her gift, or they continue music lessons without enforcing practice at home, and their child makes minimal progress, sometimes for years. A lot of parents just expect that their child will be just drawn magically to their instrument and will practice multiple times a day for long periods and get really good. And they become disappointed or alarmed or confused when it doesn't happen that way. So I'm here to set the record straight. I've done a lot of research into this. I've talked to a lot of people, professional musicians, even world-class musicians. And the truth is, for the majority of musicians, they did not want to practice when they were children. It wasn't until their late teen years that they started taking ownership of that and became motivated on their own to practice. And so as parents, it's our job to enforce those practice sessions so that the adult version of our child has musical skills when he grows up to be an adult. So music practice can be challenging for children. It can be lonely, it could be frustrating. They don't know where to start sometimes. They don't know how their pieces are supposed to sound. They don't know what it is they're trying to accomplish. They can't remember what the teacher said to work on. And they feel disappointed that they don't sound like Mozart right away. And it's tough for kids. And I think parents don't really understand how tough it is. And learning to practice is actually a skill that's completely separate than playing music or performing. When you're performing, you're filling silence with sound, you're telling a story, you're sharing an emotional moment with your listeners. But when you're practicing, it takes a lot of effort. You've got to kind of channel a lot of brain power into playing the right note at the right time and getting your body to cooperate with that. You have to play detective and figure out why this one part doesn't sound like it's supposed to, and why your hands keep falling out of position, and how to play every note right on pitch and keep your rhythm, articulation, dynamics, and posture all working like they're supposed to. And it's not easy. So my advice is this: take some time to think about what role you want music to have in your family. What is your motivation for putting your child in lessons? Do you want your child just to have general familiarity with music? Do you want them playing at a certain level of proficiency? And we all know our children have their own gifts, their own personalities, and we want them to grow into people that they're meant to be. But wherever they go and whatever they do, we know that music will benefit their lives as adults. And so our job now, right now, is to enforce practice time so that when they are adults, they have built up all of those hours upon hours, even thousands of hours of practicing, and then they will have the choices to do what they want with their music. My oldest daughter is in college, and she still says to me several times a year, thank you, Mom, thank you for making me take lessons, thank you for making me practice, because she is playing at a level now where she can just sit down and play whatever she wants when she wants, and that's really a gift. So I don't know if any of this information is new to you, but let me know if you have any questions or if I can help you work through some of this if you're struggling at home. All right, thanks.